Namibia, the wind is blowing everywhere. The wind of absolute change and uncomfortable decision making. The wind of election is upon us. I mean, the 2024 presidential and National Assembly elections are upon us. What a time! This is so exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Namibians, greetings. I am Martha. I am a youth advocate and diplomat at heart. I am passionate about mental health issues and challenges, as well as creating health awareness, inclusivity, and diplomacy. It is not rhyming, but it's all crucial. Today, I am here to talk about the importance of voting with subtopics, more so, why it is so important that we go out on the 27th of November 2024 to go and cast our votes. Our country, Namibia, is only 34 years into her democracy. I believe part of what needed to be done is done, but we can do more. Doing more means standing united, though we may not stand to agree on who to vote in one accord because of our democratic rights. Our decisions to go out on the date set out for us all to go and vote will draw us closer to the pivotal point we all desire, irrespective of our political affiliations, differences, or choices. It is our forefathers' wildest dreams, and those still marching on, the founding father, former presidents, and all war veterans, to see us liberated, living in unity, and continuing to walk in freedom. I want to thank, honor, and salute them for fighting for my freedom, our freedom, to be able to decide, to have a voice, and to vote for our leaders of choice without fear, coercion, or any form of suppression. With that being said, for the past years in Namibia, we have seen a series of developments and unfolding events, of which some are exciting while others are alarming and need urgent attention. From the vibrant, energetic, fearless, academically sound, learned, and searched youth of this country to the dynamics of politics in our nation, to powerheads' differences in their respective capacities, blazing parliamentarian discussions and tabled motions, fearless reporters, discoveries of oils and gas, and ambitious green hydrogen projects, the cry of unemployed Namibians who are in dire need of job opportunities, underemployment of graduates, and underpaid youths who are demanding for their voices to be heard by those in authority and at the decision-making level. Events of ever-widening income inequality, unequal allocations of land, to allegedly millions upon millions of dollars that go missing without anyone being held accountable, and the list goes on. Well, the 27th of November 2024 is a significant day not to be missed. Change is uncomfortable, yet good and necessary. But they do say better to deal with what you know. In no way am I directly or indirectly endorsing anybody to vote whoever or whatever. That is everyone's personal decision to make, free of anybody's influence. What I just said is an idiom that simply translates, it's preferable to deal with someone you already know and know their intentions, even if you don't like them, than to deal with someone you don't know or their intentions. However, in doing so, be careful not to be a slave that loves its chains. So it is essential, very much so, that we go out and vote because your vote is your voice and it's needed for a better tomorrow. Furthermore, as we prepare for election, our emotions are valid. In fact, emotional intelligence is encouraged, but there is danger in making a decision and going ahead to vote out of emotions fueled by fear of not becoming or being. More than ever, the quicker we realize that the world is constantly shifting, evolving, and changing, the better for each of us. The world, the universe, they say, is constantly teaching us, and we have seen a lot. And you will concur with me that a presidential throne is not necessarily for display, it is a hot seat. Being a president, it's a role of uncomfortable decision making and overseeing that will determine the welfare of this nation. It is that very seat that will determine the dignity of our country and her people. It determines who impacts the country, who remains and who leaves, who invests in it and who doesn't, who gets favored and who doesn't, the bilateral relationships. It determines the inflow and outflow of the economy of the country, the flow of production, and the entirety of change thereof. If the leader at the top fails to do his or her work, it boils down to the roots. Hence, the office and the honor of being a president should be approached with all humility, honesty, transparency, emotional intelligence, a sound mind, accountability, capabilities and abilities to delegate well, free of bias and selfish desires, a sharp overseeing eye and hearing ears. While it's understandable that failure is a stepping stone to success and growth process, and slightly in conjunction that human error is a good opportunity to realign and take the time and effort necessary or needed for a better tomorrow, you will do yourself a great service as a voter when you analyze the candidate of your choice, whom you have decided to go vote for come 27 November 2024. It will be profitable to ask oneself earnest questions. If I vote for this candidate, will there be sustainable changes? Will Namibia and her people experience a new leadership of change and growth? What is the strategy of plan likely to look like? Our democracy, the democracy of Namibia, will it continue to triumph? If candidate A, B, or C emerges victorious in this election, will there be improvements in our economy, economic development, allocation of land and resources, equitable distribution of the wealth of our nation? Will there be an increase in profitable job creation and entrepreneurial opportunities that capacitate not necessarily just the youth, but cater to the needs of all those in need in this land? Will there be changes and improvements in our healthcare systems, especially hospitals? How about food security, the basic sort of needs of life? Foreign investment is absolutely fantastic and commendable, but ask yourself before you go and vote. The candidate I have decided to go and vote for, in his or her leadership, who will benefit? Namibia and her people as a whole, or a particular status quo? The signs are always there. You know, life is full of signs and wonders. Therefore, it shouldn't shock you when someone tells you or when you find out that someone out there still doesn't know when the election is taking place. Let us not assume that everyone knows. Hence, we are greatly opportuned and blessed in our generation to have social media. While television and radio stations are doing their part in creating awareness of when the election is taking place and where the polling stations will be in our respective regions and or constituencies, let us take it to social media as well to create awareness for these remaining days. Social media is a powerful tool, but it can't use itself. As an individual, you decide how you are using your social media platforms. It is the responsibility of each and every one of us to advocate for the rights of everybody and create awareness to those following us, you and beyond, to go out and do the right thing, which is to vote. Advocacy and awareness should, however, not just end at the voting polling station, but continue to voice out so that those voted in power continue to hear our voices and do the needful. Let us hold them accountable for all that they promised during their campaigns. As people of Namibia, we, the people, the citizen, have the power, the absolute power, to hold those that we vote into power or position of leadership accountable and equally encourage them to do the right things during their reign. Now, I am deeply moved and deem it fit that I must speak on this issue, and that is feminism, election, and positions of power or leadership. Elections or voting is not a male or female's only thing. For as long as you are eligible, a citizen of this nation above the age of 18, it is our constitutional responsibility and right to go out and vote irrespective of one's gender. And not only is this obligatory or imperative rather for the voters, but also for those contending for the presidential office or any other office. For as long as they're eligible and fit, male or female, they deserve it. I don't know how best I can say this without being offensive, but let's give it a shot. People tend to listen to these kind of topics with so much sentiments, therefore dismissing the facts. I am a girl child, a woman, and I think it's only best to conquer that women are powerful. But let's talk about feminism, elections, and positions of power or leadership. Where does that leave the boy child, men? As a nation, are we doing enough to involve, care for, and bring along the boy child, equally as we are ever determined to do so for the girl child? Are we coming up with effective programs that are specifically tailored to their needs, that target, protect, and empower them as much as we do with the girl child? Are we encouraging them to go out in numbers and vote? Are we encouraging them to press on in the world that is fostering and encouraging females to be the future? Don't get me wrong. I love being female. Definitely a girl child. Women have it in themselves to lead and do phenomenal things, and that's non-negotiable. Namibia in particular is doing well in uplifting women. But I'm not too sure what some quarter of society exactly mean when they say that a girl child, women, are not given equal opportunities or guided to do what men do. What do men really do that women cannot do? Is it a Namibian thing, or is it an African global issue that women are not allowed to lead? In my opinion, I stand to be corrected. A girl child, women are being empowered daily, but I'm not too sure if we are doing the same, let alone enough for the boy child, men. This is not to take away from females or males, but rather a call to collectively put programs and serious effective measures in place that will empower, protect, and encourage both the genders to do their best, be their best, and better yet, in this season, to go out and vote. In the quest to empower and encourage women to go out and vote for their voices to be heard, let us do the same with the boy child, men. That will be an honorable thing to do. If you are a boy child, 18 years and above, or a man, and you are listening to this, I am encouraging you to go out November 27, 2024 and cast your vote, because your voice does matter. Females, let us go and vote. Before I close, the opportunity to vote is an equal opportunity presented to us all to make decisions that will better the future of our country and better the lives of each and every one of us by making the right decisions for a better tomorrow. Going out to vote is the first bold step you are taking to go out and vote and make your voice to be heard. We like looking at leaders and think that it's their responsibility to go out and mobilize the people or the masses to vote. Yes, it is. But like I said before, it is equally our responsibility as a people and citizens of this nation, Namibia, to do so and equally go out and vote. Our vote is our voices. Choosing not to vote is a disservice to oneself, and how terrible it is to allow others to make decisions for you when you have been granted or given rather this wonderful opportunity to decide for yourself. If you are part of the I am not voting gang, come closer, listen to me, think about it while you still have time. Because one will be affected by decisions they don't get to directly influence on the level and tables of decision making, but always be on the receiving end, leaving to do with whatever and whoever's final decision, like it or not. So this is why it's important to choose for yourself whom you deem fit to lead this nation. In closing, how we conduct ourselves during the election day is very important. Let's go out and peacefully cast our votes. Your vote is your secret. However, if you choose to go public with it, that's your choice. Now that we all have the equal opportunity to individually decide who you and I want to lead us, let's think meticulously, reason thoroughly, and decide judiciously. Above all, leadership is from God, and blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, the people whom He has chosen as His heritage. It's therefore wise to use your discernment and experiences and pray for God to lead you on who to vote for. In advance, congratulations to our incoming president of change. We can't wait to meet you. Namibia, the time is now. Let's go and vote. One Namibia, one nation. Thank you, and God bless Namibia.